Hello, Gramsci here. I'm back because I finally have, through this whole year of 2024, I figured out the different things that I want to do and stick to. I still like doing everything, but I've learned how to simplify a little bit. And this sign is so true. I am an artist. This means I live in a fantasy world with unrealistic expectations. Thank you for your understanding. That's so me, because a lot of times I just want to do more than I really humanly possibly can. So I am simplifying. This will be my commonplace book until I, it fills up. It's very thin. And I carry this with me in my purse, and when I write down ideas or anything that's, I think that will be important to me later, I'll write it in here. So instead of having tons of journals all over the place, one little book in the purse. Okay. This I found that I can stick to, one line a day, and it's for a 5-year journal, and what I'm recording in this one is the milestones. Like today I went back on video, or today I walked 10,000 steps. Some milestone. I have one meditation book right now, Streams in the Desert. This was referred to me from a friend. It's daily devotional reading. When I look at my bookshelf, I'm overwhelmed because there's so much on it, even in the religious section. So if I have one book for, okay, I'm going to finish this one and not start another one until I finish this one. That works for me. That, but this is a devotional, so it doesn't, it's not a long, detailed book. For coloring, I'm going to stick with Johanna Basford. A lot of people have gone from all different kinds of coloring, with grayscale and pan pastels, or coloring with paints and inks. I just want the colored pencil on a really good paper, and Johanna gives me room for creativity. There's a lot of room in her books for all sorts of creativity. And pretty soon I'll be getting her calendar in, her 2025 calendar. And she has a little project to work on for each day, for each week. So I could do that. If I can't do another 2-page spread or anything big, at least I can do that. So it's fun, something different. I'm 68, and I suppose that's bothered me quite a bit. I'm getting closer to 70, and different things are coming up to me that I think, well, that's a good idea, that'll keep my brain going. And one of them is math. And this book by Daniel McKellar, it's titled Math Doesn't Suck. This is a coloring page I'm working on. It held the page in the book. I want to read a little bit. I was terrified of math. I remember sitting in my 7th grade math class, staring at a quiz as if it were written in Chinese, and it might as well have been a blank sheet of paper. Total brain freeze. nothing made sense. I felt sick to my stomach, and I could feel the blood draining from my face. I had studied so hard, but it didn't seem to make any difference. I barely even recognized the math problems on the page. When the bell rang and my quiz was still blank, I wanted to disappear into my chair. I didn't want to exist. If you had told me that 10 years later I would be graduating from college with a degree in mathematics, I would probably have told you to get your head examined. Danielle McKellar was a child actress. I forgot the name of the series that she was in. And now she's in, Hallmark movies and Great American Channel movies. She's just a terrific person, but I want to read her math books. I want to say the same thing that she's saying, that, when I was 68, I thought math sucked. And now I'm 70 and I love it. Just give me any kind of a math problem. So let's see where that goes. But a lot of it is it's 15 minutes math and 5 minutes write a line about the day, and coloring in the journal maybe a half hour. Each thing that I do doesn't represent a whole lot of time until I get into other things like slow stitch. Slow stitch takes a lot of time, and I really love it. It's a passion with me. I'm following a woman on YouTube channel. Her name's K3N Cloth Tales. K3N Cloth Tales. And she showed me how to slow down. Not everything has to be done, you don't need to color a 2-page spread in a night. She's more meditative in her work. And no matter what I'm doing, whether it's stitching or coloring or writing, I want to be able to have a time where I can slow down and calm everything inside down. And Slow Stitch really does that for me. This is a book that I started working on. It's made out of paper bag. The kind of journal that I like to make. This is a cover I knitted, but I haven't made it yet. This is a Amazon package, and this will be my book. On the inside I'll have material, and on the outside I'll have the knit, and then I dye my own papers, so I'll have just simple papers folded up into the book, which will make life a lot easier. Making your own journal doesn't have to be really complicated, and you don't need a lot of expensive things to do that. I made this out of a paper bag, and for my favorite pages from nature books. Here's all sorts of pockets and different things are in it. You don't need to do that. This is from a children's book. I just love the imagery and the coloring. But this is my travel journal. I'm going to be going up to Massachusetts pretty soon, and I want to be able to write in one journal. And when that journal is finished for that year, wherever I travel to, it'll be put on a shelf, and I'll pull out another travel journal. I won't have a journal for this and a journal for that. I do have the little commonplace book because you don't always want to be neat. Sometimes you just have to write something down very quickly, and I'll have that in my purse to do. But this one is more of a contemplative, end of the day, time to write and think, to sort your thoughts. And I'll also use it with my devotion time. This is made out of a quilt that I made. The backing. This was made from my ancestor that lived in Pennsylvania, Dutch woman. And she gave this to my mother. And she said, look, use this as a pattern. Here's a pattern for you. Take that home and make it. And I think I'm more like her than I was my mom, because mom would look at it and think, how could I do this? She kept it all of her life and she loved it. And then now I have it and I love it, and maybe my grandchild will love it someday. But I do really care about quilting and making patterns. One of the things that, one of the bookmarks that I have, I was coloring different colors just to break out of the pattern of plain material. I wanted to go into something else, like orange and purple, and green, instead of, your basic browns and blues, beige. So I'm experimenting with that, and that goes into the coloring group. And I have some other books here, like sometimes you just want a novel. You just want to sit down and read a novel. And this is the one. Elizabeth Gilbert, she's the author of Eat, Pray, and Love. I love that book. But the signature of all things is more about the I have to read it before I can explain it. I read it years ago, and the papers are all yellowed. There's a lot of things that I underlined in here, but sometimes you want to go back to your work. And so when I wanted to pick up a novel, instead of looking at the bookshelf with all of my novels on there and going, what do I want to read now? I have this. I'm going to work on it. And this is my journal that I want to read online. Washington Irving is a hysterical writer, and I just love his little stories. He's so funny, and he's written early enough so that I don't have to worry about the copyright. But that's another story, isn't it? My main focus will be coloring and writing. And whatever time I have beyond my certain things that I want to do, like the journaling, the coloring, is frosting on the cake. Reading this book online would be frosting on the cake. Going into my novel before I go to bed is more of a routine thing to do. So I wanted to explain where I was now, because I want to start filming again. But what I'm going to be filming is just coloring and talking about the books. I'm not going to film about journal making and knitting and quilting and all these other things. I want to keep it simple. And my main person, maybe not 100% of the time, but 80% of the time, will be Johanna Basford, and doing some drawings in her books, because she gives me room for creativity. So I'll be filming, hopefully, when I come back from Massachusetts in November sometime, and I want to stick to it, color in the mornings, just 15-20 minutes, just a little bit of coloring in the morning. You get up, you make your tea, you make your bed, and you come in here and you film just a little bit. It helps you to make a routine in the day. If your day is anything like mine is, I can easily fall into a rut because I don't have anything that I have to 100% have to do. So I create these things for myself. So I have a reason to get up, a reason to do this at this time, a reason to go here or there. And I like to help people, I like to help my sister, my neighbor, and there's life beyond coloring, but it'll help me start my day. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about. And in November sometime, when I come back from Massachusetts, I'll start my videos again. Thank you.